So you want to buy a really good tennis racket, but you don't want to spend a lot of money? I think you've clicked on the right video. Hi buddy, it's Alexis and today I'm gonna review for you the Wilson Burn 100. Even though the Wilson Burn was a pretty big racket back in the days, now Wilson has decided to put it as a pretty affordable racket. But let's see if this racket lives up to the standard of today's modern racket. So there you have the specs over here. Now let's go on the court to find it out. This racket is strung with Wilson Revolve at 52 pounds. Let's go. If you're looking to buy some tennis products online, then I have a great news for you. You can use the code ALEXTENNIS to have 10% off your next purchase on Tennis Zone. Thanks to them for making this video possible, and let's go back. So on the court with the Wilson Burn 100, the first thing that I felt was how unique this racket was feeling compared to other racket in the Wilson line. And let me explain. This racket is pretty stiff and you can feel it, but it's actually not that uncomfortable. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend it to people who have arm issue, but you can definitely feel that it's pretty unique because, like I said, it's stiff. You have a lot of power, you have a lot of spin at the same time. A good comparison would be like a Bubble Up Pure Drive that you're able to put a lot more spin with. And so obviously I really enjoyed it because I felt like I could put a lot of pace from the baseline. Obviously where it lacked a feel is definitely at the net. It's pretty tough to do some drop shot or volley that requires a bit more of a soft hand because you don't feel as much the ball due to the stiffness. But I felt like at the serve it was easy to hit some big bombs, easy to put some spin for kick or slice. So in general, a pretty good racket to play from the baseline. So you want to be able to finish the point before going to the net with this racket, that's for sure. But in general, I was really surprised of how this racket felt for the price. So let's go with the rating. So in terms of control, you obviously know that this racket is not meant for control, but you're gonna see later in the video why it's not that bad. But in terms of control, it's very not good. So I'll have to go with 4 out of 10. In terms of power, that's definitely stands out, especially due to the stiffness of this racket with the specs too. So yeah, that has to be a 9.5 out of 10. In terms of feel, I was actually really surprised. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have some arm issue, don't take it into consideration. But if you have no issue at all, this racket feels really great. It's pretty stiff, you feel where the ball is, but you feel like the ball is going out of the racket really quick. So that's a good thing, but you gotta get used to that feel at first, but then when you're used to it, it's a lot easier. So in terms of feel, I'll have to go with 8 out of 10. In terms of spin, like I said in the control section, yes, this racket doesn't have any control, but because it's a spin-oriented racket, it's a lot easier to control the ball that you might think. Because you have a lot of power, but the ball has to rotate to get in. And because this racket has the specs to make the ball rotate, that's where this racket really stands out compared to other powerful rackets like the Bubble Up Pure Drive, who's are not really that great in terms of spin. So I'll have to go with 9.5 out of 10. So there you have my rating. Finally, does it worth it to buy this racket? I would say yes if you're a grinder from the baseline and you want to hit some heavy ball. Like I said, you can't really play with this racket for touch, you know, for slice or even doubles. So you got to be able to just put your own pace from the baseline, hit some big serve, and that's pretty much it. But for the price, it's definitely worth it and it feels like a really high-end racket. Thanks to Tennis Zone for letting me borrow this racket. Without them, it would not have been possible. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.